It's workout 2 already. Okay, now although it's a full body workout as usual, today you are going to be focusing on your pulling technique. You should have gone through all the assessments and worked out which progression works for you. Do not worry about numbers. The rep value will increase over time. If you choose to recycle this program, you can work through other levels of progression. Okay, don't forget to share your comments in the course comments below. Share your progress, share your frustrations, share other things that you've found worked for you and how you're feeling. Become the inspiration for people just like you. Okay, work hard and I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll begin on our knees, reaching high and assimilating a pulling action from a bar. Feel for the movement in the shoulders around the shoulder girdle. Wrap this up between 5 to 10 repetitions. Moving on further down the arm to the elbows, elbow rotations between 5 and 10 per direction. This will help to lubricate the joints with synovial fluid. We'll move on to our crescent lunge to half split. When I'm in my crescent lunge here, the front leg, the knee is directly above the ankle, and as I shift back towards the half split, my back leg, the hip is directly above the support knee. We're looking at being on the edge of the sensation here. No stretching should be torturous, and just off the edge of my maximum. You can rep this out anywhere between 5 to 10 repetitions per side, and you should be able to breathe as normal. And that concludes our pulling warm-up. Stand with your feet above hip width, reach the hands high above the head and begin to pulse anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds. This can burn out the deltoids quite quickly. Just work within your range of movement. It shouldn't be torturous in any way. Open the chest and the shoulders. Lay down on the ground and bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. Extend the arms above the head into a Y shape. Make sure that you have your posterior pelvic tilt so your lumbar is in contact with the floor throughout the exercise. Begin your leg mobility drills by laying down on your back, one leg for support, and we'll start with the hip. Make big circles, making sure that you keep your hip on the floor all the way through. Anywhere between 10 to 12 repetitions per direction. From the hip we'll go down to the knee. I'm pointing through the toe so I don't take any of the mobility into the ankle, and I'm isolating into the knee. Again, 10 to 12 circles per direction. Moving down into the ankle, again we're going to make some big circles here. There may be a little clicking and popping, this is perfectly natural. Finally we'll make fists with the toes by flexing and extending. This is going to stretch out the facet tissue on the sole of the foot. Lay down on the floor and roll across the back of your shoulders from side to side. Don't let the elbows touch the floor. Allow the abs to do all the crunch work, moving from side to side, across the lats and across the shoulders. Aim for around 8 to 10 repetitions. Stand with your feet about hip width. Keep your chest high and your shoulders back. Squat as deep as you can without lifting the heels from the floor. Perform this between 12 to 15 repetitions. If you're struggling to get the depth, you can bring your feet just outside of hip width. Begin by tucking your chin into your chest, making an egg shape and rolling. You're going to use the momentum of the egg shape to bring you back to the top position. In the top position, lengthen through the abs and send your head towards the ceiling as if you have a string, pulling your head toward the ceiling. Repeat this 5 to 10 times. Once you've got the hang of that and you feel comfortable with the rolling, you can move on to the rolling squat. The principles for this are pretty much the same, except when we get to the end position, we're going to come to a low, deep squat. Again, 5 to 10 repetitions will be enough. Take your time with this and just have some fun. Laying on the ground, you're going to give a little posterior pelvic tilt so the lumbar touches the ground. You're going to press through the heels, drive the hips high, and squeeze the glutes as hard as you can, and just simply hold. As we come on now into our forearm plank, again the same principles still apply, having that posterior pelvic tilt on and that shoulder protraction. Notice that my hands are separated and my palms are flat. So starting in high plank, you're going to come into a single leg dog, left leg. This time we're going to bring the foot on the inside of the left hand. Come to a low crescent lunge, bring the opposite elbow on the outside of the knee and apply equal resistance with the knee against the elbow, pressing hard and stretching out the side body. Repeat on the opposite side. Coming to a seated straddle position. Doesn't have to be massively wide here, just enough that you can feel sort of like engagement in the stretching. Keep the legs active by flexing the feet. Gentle pulse to begin with for 10. Palms flat on the floor and fold from the hip. You just got to hang out here in this position for about 30 to 60 seconds. As you acclimatize to the sensation, you can start to lower yourself closer to the ground. Place your hands behind your back, fingers towards the butt, lift the hips and drive them towards the heels. Press the floor away, squeezing the shoulder blades together, drop the chin to the chest and just hold. You're going to be here for between 30 to 60 seconds. Moving into hero's pose now. We're going to place the feet just outside of hip width and we're going to drop our butts to the floor. You're going to hang out here as you acclimatize to the sensation of the stretching, which can be quite intense around the knees. You can lean back a little bit, get a little bit more out of the stretch. If, however, this is too much, then you can take a yoga block, elevate your position, and this will take the pressure off the knees. And again, as you acclimatize to the sensation, you can put the hands behind the back just to get a little bit more out of the stretch.